Oh, ich muss noch in eine Party gehen. Huch. Party erstellen. So, sehr schön. Alles klar. Gut. Ich bin auch tatsächlich mal wieder online. Ist jetzt wieder eine gute Weile her inzwischen. Ja. Ich habe gute Neuigkeiten. So wie es aussieht, wissen wir jetzt, welches Call of Duty dieses Jahr rauskommt. Und es soll Call of Duty Black Ops. Oh Mann, Moment. Erstmal fertig. So, also Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Kalter Krieg, ganz genau. Ja. Ich finde es cool, dass mal wieder ein Black Ops Teil rauskommt. Vor allem ein Black Ops Teil, der eventuell mal wieder gut werden könnte. Gegensatz zu den ganzen Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3 Zeug. So, diese ganze futuristische. Weil Kalter Krieg sollte Kalter Krieg sollte eben nichts Futuristisches beinhalten. Meiner Meinung nach. Weil, keine Ahnung, Kalter Krieg war ja, wann waren der? 70er oder so? Oder irgendwie sowas, 70er Jahre, glaube ich. Bin mir da gerade nicht genau sicher. 50er, nee, 50er nicht. Das ist zu früh. 70er Jahre irgendwann war das. Ja, genau, und da sollte es meines Erachtens keine futuristischen Sachen geben. Genau. Ja, ich bin auf jeden Fall gehypt. Ich hab Bock. Ich hoffe, dass es mal wieder ein geiles COD wird. Ja. Genau. Und ich wollte einfach jetzt mal einen Stream anmachen und euch das mitteilen, was ich herausgefunden habe. Ja. Tja. Alles klar. Genau. Gut. Ich fülle gerade noch schnell meine E-Siggi auf. Ich freue mich schon so auf morgen, weil morgen könnte ich so krankes Scheiß-Out bekommen. Gut, E-Ziggy ist full. So. Okay, gut. Auf meiner Mausmat ist Schokolade drauf, muss ich mal wieder sauber machen bei Gelegenheit. Alles klar. Moment, ich muss erstmal wieder den Bildschirm richtig hinstellen, oder besser gesagt mein Fernseher, da ich den jetzt, seit ich bei einem Kumpel war am Wochenende, habe ich den nämlich so wieder Richtung Couch gestellt, so dass er nicht an meinem Setup halt stand. Deswegen, warte mal, die Tastatur muss noch weiter links, dass ich der Mausring weiter rechts kann und der Fernseher muss nach links. Genau, dass ich schön ausholen kann mit der Maus. Hier genau, den Platz brauche ich. Ganz genau, Bruder. So. Das ist krass, ich bin einfach Waffenstufe 33 mit der M4. Und ich habe einfach immer noch nicht alles freigeschalten. Oh lol, warte mal, wie lange geht denn noch der Battle Pass? Stimmt, ich will ja den Battle Pass eigentlich noch ein wenig hochspielen. Dann gehen da noch 6 Tage. Oh fuck, da muss ich jetzt die nächste Zeit noch ein wenig grinden, Digga. Oh, Waffenstufe 15 inzwischen. Gut. Warte mal. Ah. Bingo. Jawohl. Nein. Fuck. Zurück. Zurück. Nicht so weit. Mann, wo waren die jetzt? Was wollte ich jetzt machen? Ah. Genau. Die Huren, Sticker wollte ich machen. Platz 2 bomb ich den Huren hin. Ne, weißt du was? Das mache ich nämlich ganz anders. Da mache ich nämlich hier mache ich den hin. Und auf 2 mache ich den. Und auf 3 mache ich den. Habe ich da ein Visier drauf? Ja, ne, da habe ich das drauf. Ja, dann mache ich mal das drauf, ne? Ja. Ich hätte ehrlich gesagt nicht mehr erwartet, dass ich noch mal jemals MW spielen werde, aber sieht man ja, wie schnell sich sowas ändern kann. Das liegt jetzt einfach echt nur daran, dass ich mein Setup wieder aufgebaut habe und einfach Bock habe, mit Maus und Tastatur zu zocken. Machen wir, wie ist denn der Audiomix eigentlich angepasst? Ja doch, der passt. Sehr schön. Oh lol. So. Moment mal, ich mach mal mein Fenster hinter mir, mein Rollo ganz runter, weil das ziemlich auf dem Bildschirm geblendet hat. Jetzt hole ich noch meinen kleinen Buddy kurz, mein Ventilator-System, ne, Ventilator halt, und mach den mal ein bisschen an, aber auch nur auf 1 oder so. Ich glaube, ich stelle den auch mal auf Oszillieren. So. Hallo? Oszillieren? Jawohl. Ja, genau, so passt. So ist edel. Gut. Okay. Ach so, bei den Random-Klassen wahrscheinlich, ne? Ich brauche darauf möglichst Sachen, die die Zielvorrichtung, Geschwindigkeit erhöhen. Ja. Gut. Sticker baller ich noch ein paar drauf. So, sehr schön. Ah, da kam das her. Oh, Bruder, ich habe 100 COD-Points bekommen. Ah, die habe ich vielleicht mal aus dem Black Ops 4 Battle Pass oder so gekriegt. Ja, lol. Ja, Bruder, ich kann mir doch eine Supply Drop in World War 2 holen. Ehre. Ja, geil, Bruder. Ja, Mann, wird gemacht heute Abend oder je nachdem, wann ich wieder World War 2 spiele. Hole ich mir die Supply Drop. Mache ich live on Stream mit euch. So. Ja, genau. Mit dem nächsten Level kommt die Gratiswaffe hier. Die will ich unbedingt haben. Weil die habe ich mal im Multiplayer aufgehoben. Die bumst echt rein. Hier haben wir einen Bauplan für Sturmgewehr Golf. Lol. Oh, und den Talisman will ich unbedingt haben, die Gasmaske, Alter. Also bis dahin muss ich safe noch spielen. Ah! Digga. Okay, Level 34 wird gemacht, Jungs. Digga, wie geil ist das denn? Dass man eine Uhr mit der Minimap drauf hat. Ja, okay, Jungs, scheiß. Scheiß mal auf Schlafen, Alter. Wer braucht Schlaf? Wenn man genug Drogen hat, braucht man keinen Schlaf. Hier wird es nochmal 100 COD-Points geben. Krank. Was war denn die Zigarre hier? Oh mein Gott, never. Fuck, ich brauch die halt. Weil das kann ich halt als Blunt-Ding benutzen, nicht als Zigarre. Weil ich bin ja absoluter Stoner, Diggi. Digga. Egal, wir gucken einfach mal, wie weit ich komme und dann... Okay. Gut. Also. Ich zock mal wegen Bodenkrieg. Moment. Ich habe voll vergessen, dass ich... Lol. Tödliche Dosis. Alter. Wie geil ist das denn? Ja, Mann. Tödliche Dosis, Diggi. Let's go. Ha, geil. Edel, Digga. Richtig nice. So. So. Warte mal, Bodenkrieg war ja der Modus mit. Dieser Riesenmodus, ne? Große Konflikte mit Fahrzeugen. Ja, genau. Digga, Vape, mach. Oh fuck, nein! Stimmt, ich habe ja noch Controller-Steuerung in den Einstellungen drin. Zum Glück sieht man das da. Ich würde ausrasten, Digga. Wenn es einfach mitgame, wenn mir da auffällt, ich kann mich nicht bewegen. Ich brauche unbedingt auch mal ein neues Headset, Alter. Weil die Audio-Quali ist richtig scheiße auf meinem Dings. Auf meinen Kopfhörern. Krovnik Farmland. Lol, ist es eine neue Map? Kenne ich gar nicht. Kronvik Farmland. Seit wann gibt es ja überhaupt mehrere Maps? Ich habe gedacht, da gibt es nur eine. Let's go, Schlampen. Oh, du Pisser, Alter. Ha! Noch geschafft. Oh, verpiss dich doch, du Schwanz. Ach so. Ja, moin. Oh, fuck. oben am Panzer. Oh shit, oh shit. Shit, wie oh fuck! Lol. Oh, Junge. Oh Mann, du Pisser! Schreck mich nicht so. Hinter uns. Habe ich gerade einen auf der Map gesehen. AIDS, Bruder, AIDS. HIV positiv, Digga. Ach, fick dich doch, du Hurensohn. Fick doch deine hässliche Schwanz-Bitchmutter, Alter. Dummer Pisser, Digga. Oh, ja, ich laufe um die Ecke direkt, werde ich komplett zerballert, Alter. Ah, Digga, komm. Nein! Einfach nur, weil ich es kann. Oh fuck. Der hockt da, der hockt da, der hockt da. Komm, piek, du kleine Fotze. Ah, jawohl. Ah, easy, Digga. Easy. Kleiner Schwanzlutscher, Alter. Schade. Oh shit, Junge. Oh fuck. God damn. LOL? Ah! Ha! Ist da hinten irgendwo jemand? Wo? Drüben sind Leute irgendwo. Weird. Fuck. Shit. Oh, komm, Junge. Echo Fresh? Nein, die Feinde haben Echo Fresh gefangen genommen. Lass ihn uns befreien. Hört zwar seine Musik nicht, aber ich weiß gar nicht mehr, ob der überhaupt noch Musik macht, Alter. Der ist ja schon uralt, der Dude. Der war ja damals so in der Bushido-Zeit aktiv. Das ist ja schon so Ewigkeiten her inzwischen. Da ist die Drohne, lol. Du Hurensohn. Ja, genau. Nein! Hurensohn. Oh shit, ein Hurensohn-Panzer, Digga. Achso, das ist unser Hurensohn-Panzer. Huch. Lol. Da hockt ein Sniper-Dude. Wo ist der Schwanzlutscher? So, da bilde ich mir gerade ein, habe ich einen oben drauf gesehen. Let's go! Ach, fick dich. Ach komm, Alter. Oh, Scheiße. Hurensohn, Alter. Das ist so frustrierend, ne? Nicht normal, Diggi. Kleiner Hurensohn, Digga. Junge, wie das abfuckt. Ganze Uhren so Bildschirm wackelt, Alter. Digga! Digga, das ist so gay, ne? Ja, moin. Okay, da war ich nicht sicher. Oh lol. Sind ja auch teilweise alle da rechts, Junge. Links meine ich. Oh Junge, nein. Warum habe ich... Wie ändert man den Feuermodus? Fuck, wie habe ich das gemacht? Egal, das Spiel ist eh vorbei. Aus Versehen auf Halbauto gestellt. Das ist absolut nicht mein Modus, aber das Geile ist halt, du kriegst halt EP as fuck. Warte, wie viel Uhr haben wir eigentlich? 1:24 Uhr, gut, wir liegen noch echt gut in der Zeit. Weil ich muss halt nämlich zur Arbeit. B. Ich wusste es doch. Irgendwie dachte ich mir B. Zu fick bin ich denn auf B gekommen. Vielleicht als ich mal auf die Leertaste wollte oder so. Feuergefecht 3 vs 3 nur Messer. Das zocken wir gleich mal. Das hört sich lustig an. Jetzt sind wir jetzt im Battle Pass. Oh, wir sind bald bei der Gratiswaffe. Ehre, Diggi. Jetzt habe ich es gecheckt. Wenn du den komplett durchzockst, kriegst du den Battle Pass for free. Kriegst hier Saison 4, freigeschaltet mit Battle Pass auf Stufe 100. Ach ne, das ist ein Emblem. Oh, ach so. Ja, das wäre natürlich Ehre gewesen. Das wäre auch voll schlau eigentlich, ne? Wenn man den Battle Pass bei Stufe 100 einfach dann for free anbietet, weil, obwohl, ich weiß nicht. Weil den werden wahrscheinlich trotzdem voll viele auf 100 spielen und dann würden die vielleicht Geld verlieren. Aber es würde halt Leute dazu ja, ne, die würden halt maximal Geld verlieren. Keiner würde den mehr kaufen. Jeder würde versuchen, auf den hochzuzocken. Vergiss es. Vergiss es. Ja, obwohl. Aber da haben halt die Leute gar nicht das ganze Zeug, bis sie hochgespielt haben. Und es dauert halt voll lang und voll viele spielen das wahrscheinlich dann doch auch nicht hoch und kaufen sich den dann einfach. Oh mein Gott, es gibt Shipment 24/7, let's go. Und Shootouts, geil. Wie, Digga, Ehre. Wie episch ist das denn? Jungs, da haben wir was zum Spielen. Ich komme safe heute Abend auch noch nach der Arbeit nochmal online. Heute ist Mittwoch, ne? Morgen ist Donnerstag. Morgen in einer Woche kommt Bones MC Hollywood Live im Radio, Digga. Und in meinem Fall auf der App. Und Drop Zone. Das machen wir jetzt einfach mal nicht. Nicht, dass der Stream abkackt und ich habe eh genug Speicher auf einer PS4. Deswegen. Ach, bist du auch schon am Arsch, Digga. Schau. Diese schwule Fläschchen, das geht mir so auf den Sack, Digga. So. Alles klar. Oh mein Gott, Goblin hat wieder einen Acid-Trip gehabt nach 4 Jahren. Das muss ich mir angucken. Ach so, Part 2? Lol. Jungs, wir gucken uns jetzt die Videos an. Lol, wie habe ich denn Part 1 verpasst? Wie konnte ich denn... Warte mal. Stopp. Nee, wir machen's. Oh mein Gott, Alter. Ich dachte schon, jetzt reagiert's nicht, die Scheiße. Moment. My first Acid Trip Goblin. Goblin! Ehrendude. Und da ist ja Part 1, lol. Aber das hatte ich gestern nur, ja gut. Ja, obwohl gestern war ich aber den ganzen Tag auf YouTube. Da hab ich nämlich nicht mal gestreamt oder irgendwas. Da war ich nur auf YouTube, hab YouTube geschaut den ganzen Tag. Das schauen wir uns jetzt an, Jungs.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a hoot and a holler. Now,
Moment, das machen wir anders. With a hoot and a holler. Jawohl. Machen die Box an. Dann ist die Soundquali geiler.
I've been throwing this phrase around quite frequently, but I fucking mean it this time, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think...
Bruder? Bruder? Box?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a...
Hast du mich ver... Digga? Junge.
Hoot and a holler. Now, I've been throwing this phrase around quite frequently, but I fucking mean it this time, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I've ever been this excited to tell a story. This was not something I was planning on doing. This was not like pre-planned or anything. I recently traveled for court, and while I was up there, I ended up taking some acid. And I haven't done that shit in 4 fucking years, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about it. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys are as excited to hear about this as I am. Drop a like if you guys do enjoy, as well as don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. So, my first trip in 4 years. Now listen. For those of you guys who might not be caught up, the last time I tripped was prior to me going into rehab, all the way back in 2016. Ever since that day, I haven't done any shrooms or acid, right? Acid was always my main thing, but I haven't done either of those since then, right? I've still done some Molly here and there, but I wasn't really planning on doing acid anytime soon. And how this all played out is originally I got to my hotel, right? I road tripped up north to my hotel for my court date. It was about a 3-hour drive. And I got there and I hit up my coke plug. And I said, my man, it's been a long time. What do you got in store for me today? And he lays out the menu. And he's got some weed. He's got some blow. Of course, I'm buying some of that. But he's also got some acid. And I'm sitting there.
Als ob der sich schon wieder Koks gönnt, Alter. Ne, dass er wieder süchtig wird, der Bastard.
My friends would want it, and I could like give it to them, and it would be fun. But I don't know what drove me to do it. There was just this gut feeling where I was like, oh, I should buy some. So I bought a 5-strip, right? I bought 5 of them. I was like, let me get 5 tabs and an 8-ball, right? He was like, absolutely no problem. I'll be there in 20, right? So I start unpacking my stuff in my hotel room. You know, I got my cat running around. She's chilling, getting used to the hotel room. And the plug pulls up. So I go outside, you know, I dap him up, I ask how he's been, we chat a little bit, because, you know, I used to buy from this guy every day. Like, we chatted up every time I shop, right? It's not just like a hop in the car, dap him up, and leave. No, you know, we'll catch up with each other a little bit, because I rarely get to see him anymore. So we're chatting it up a little bit, and he's like, yeah, dude, I've been hearing fucking great things about these tabs. Let me know how you like them. And at this point, I still didn't really think I was going to be taking any, so I was just like, oh, okay, for sure, I'll let you know. I figured I was just going to be saving it for friends. So I go back into my hotel, and I put this acid in my nightstand, and I hit up Kyle. And I'm like, Kyle, I just got in town. Let's get fucked up, dude. And he's like, bet. And I ask him, I'm like, do you want a trip? And he's like, nah, dude, I'm
War der
probably
jetzt
not
endlich
trying to
beim
trip. And I
Gericht?
was like, what about like a
Alter Edel.
microdose, you know? Because originally the first thing that came to mind, and I was like, you know what? I've never microdosed before.
Nicht.
I've heard
So,
good
ich
things
hab's
about
gemacht.
it. Let's
ist
try
chillig,
it.
Alter.
But me being a dumbass, I don't do any fucking research with this shit. Rule number one, do your research. I don't do any research with this shit. So my idea was a microdose was just take a pair of scissors and cut the tab into quarters and then pop a quarter. And that's my microdose. I didn't do any sort of research and realize that you're supposed to take like a tenth of the fucking tab. I was like, dude, whatever. That's a microdose to me. A quarter tab? Yeah, dude, we're fine. So I tell Kyle, I suggest this to him. You know, I go pick him up.
Hey,
and
ich
as
habe
we're
aber auch
smoking,
ein
I'm
Viertel
like, hey,
genommen und hatte
we
keinen
could
richtigen Trip.
microdose, you know, we could give this a try today. And he's like, you know what? That sounds pretty fun because Kyle, he hasn't really been doing much hard stuff lately either. All he's been, I'm not calling acid hard, but he hasn't done anything but smoke weed as of lately. He hasn't even gotten drunk in recent memory, right? The guy's just been getting stoned. So I'm like, dude, I'm back in town. Let's get fucked up,
Lol.
right?
Ist die Vape
So he's
gecrashed,
like,
Alter?
bet. So we go back to my hotel. We drive back to my hotel. And we're chilling in the hotel room, and we're smoking some bowls, and it's a non-smoking room, but I booked a room at this Marriott hotel, right? And it was a courtyard Marriott, where basically what that meant was every room had either a balcony or a patio, depending if you were on the second or first floor, right? Every room had outside access from the room, which was nice, but for some reason, you're still not allowed to smoke on that. Even if you're an outside-facing room that faces the parking lot, you're still not allowed to smoke. They had no smoking rooms. But me being me, I'm like, bro, there's a balcony. We're smoking this bitch out, right? So we pop this glass door open and we just start sparking, right? We're smoking some bowls, passing them around. I didn't spark up any blunts because this is a Marriott. It's not the fucking Red Roof. You know what I'm saying? It's the Marriott. So obviously I wasn't going to box the room like I did the Red Roof. And fun fact, we'll talk about this in a different video. We're probably going to talk about this on stream tonight. My first night of this trip, I actually spent in a Red Roof. I didn't like because the Red Roof was way worse than you like really like I'm talking like there was prostitutes in every other room, dude. It was really fucked. But we'll talk about that at a different time. Now is not the time. So either way, well, I'm in this Marriott with Kyle and we're smoking up. And an individual who some of you guys might remember hits up Kyle. It's Peter from the Coke Chronicles.
Peter von den Coke Chronicles. Die Coke Chronicles muss ich mir noch mal angucken. Die habe ich mir, glaube ich, noch nie komplett angeguckt.
From him since Coke Chronicles. And he hits up Kyle out of the blue asking if he wants to hang out.
Aber ist auch so eine lange Story, Coke Chronicles.
And I'm like, dude, like, what
sind irgendwie so 7 Videos oder so.
Or like, what does he do? So Kyle's like, let me ask him. Turns out, this kid's got a bunch of fucking drugs. Turns out he already has acid, dude. This kid's ready to fucking rumble. This guy's already been on he's back at the drug rampage, dude. Nothing ever stopped, I guess. But I hadn't spoken to him in like a year, so I never knew that. This was all news to me.
Alter.
So, of course, I hear this, and I'm like, oh, bet, dude. Bring this guy through. I want to talk to him. If he's already fucked up and I don't have to feel guilty about him being on drugs, then let's go crazy, you know? Because here's the thing. Obviously, I didn't want to be the one supplying them after seeing what happened last time. But if the kid already has the shit, then it's not like I'm making any difference in anything. So
der nimmt's ja sowieso, also.
Invite him over. So, of course, Kyle tells him, yeah, get your ass over here, dude. Fucking link up. So after that, we pop these quarter tabs as we wait for Peter to slide, right? We pop these quarter tabs. And I don't really know what to expect, right? At this point, I'm still, like, we both still think we're getting a microdose out of this. We did no research about microdosing. I didn't know what the proper dosage was.
Ja, es sei denn, die hatten voll die starken Scheißdinger, so 240er oder so. Da kann es schon sein, dass sie full getrippt haben auf der Viertel. 240 durch 4? Was ergibt denn das?
So, about 45 minutes or an hour go by, and
warte mal. 240 durch 4. Angenommen, der hatte 240er Pappen. 240 durch 4. Ja gut, das sind immer noch 60 Mikrogramm. Ja gut. Das ist fast eine 100er. Das ist so, als hätte er ein bisschen mehr als eine halbe 100er genommen. Ja, normal.
Visually, I'm not seeing anything different. Besides, maybe colors are like a little brighter, I'd say. But nothing was moving really at all or looked too weird. But physically, I felt that I was beginning to feel like I was almost like in a very light trip, right? I felt that almost like just looseness in my veins. Like the best way to, I haven't felt this feeling in so fucking long. And I can't lie, my favorite part of the whole trip was realizing that I just accidentally started tripping. Like, I realized as I started feeling this in my arms, I just look over to Kyle and he's just got this smirk on his face. And I just know I'm grinning ear to ear, dude. And I'm just like, Kyle, I think I feel it, dude. And he's he's like, yeah, me too, man. And Kyle hasn't tripped in forever. Neither of us were ready for this, but I was grinning ear. I felt so great. I hadn't felt that come up like, here it comes kind of feeling in so long. But at this point, I loved the feeling so much that I knew there was no going back. I just had to trip. So at this point, I was like, you know what? Let's start off with a light trip and redose if I continue to enjoy it.
Yeah, boy.
So since I already cut that tab into pieces, I took 2 more quarters of the tab and popped them on my tongue. And I took another quarter and gave it to Kyle because that's all he wanted. So at this point, I had 3/4 of a tab down the hatch. And now, Peter pulls up. Pardon that voice crack. My throat's really sore, dude. I think the COVID got me. No joke. I think I have COVID. I could have been a spreader of it, or I could have... I don't know. Who knows, dude? Either way, COVID is involved with me at this point.
Oh, no.
But, back on topic.
Goblin 9. Goblin had Corona. Confirmed.
I popped these couple quarter tabs, right? I popped these couple. And I was so excited for what was to come, right? It wasn't like I was tripping any harder. All I really felt off that quarter tab was just that little come-up feeling until the rest that I took hit. And then in total, I ended up dosing 3 tabs throughout this trip. We'll get to that. So, Peter pulls up, and I run out to the parking lot to greet this motherfucker because I haven't seen Peter in ages. And this kid's already tripping. Like, this kid is literally already tripping balls. And I was like, dude, how the fuck did you get here, right? Like, he's like, oh, dude, I wasn't that far away. And I was like, oh, I mean, whatever, dude. I can't stop you, bro. I mean, just come inside, I guess. So I dap him up, you know, he gets up a little bit. I bring him into the hotel room. Now we're all chilling out. And I hadn't even touched my blow yet, right? And I didn't touch it for a while into the trip. I didn't touch it until I started watching Scarface while I was tripping balls. But that was like a tab and a half deep. That was like 2 tabs deep. That's way further into this, right? So Peter pulls up, and we're all chilling in the room, and we're smacking this bowl and passing it around, right? We're having a jolly old time, and no one's coming up and knocking about the smell. We've got the door open, so we figure we're good.
Junge, der einfach Pappen, Weed und Koks in ihrem scheiß Apartment,
Digga. So as the night
Digga.
progresses, you know, Peter, myself, and Kyle, we just kind of play some cards, and this acid starts hitting me harder, right? I like these other half tab that I took smacks me. And I remember I'm sitting on the couch in this room playing cards, and I just look up at the ceiling, and it's no longer how it was before. Originally, it was one of those like rough textured ceilings where it almost looked like they painted it on and then it started dripping, but it didn't drip all the way, you know? Like it was one of those bumpy, rough textured ceilings. When I looked up, it looked like it was like I was looking at someone's like muscles, like there was like veins and cells moving around, and it looked almost like the ceiling was alive, but only the ceiling because of that texture. The walls weren't like that at all because they had wallpaper, but the ceiling, like it almost looked like it was alive and it was pulsing and stuff, and I almost felt like the little dots looked like little moving cells going through like the veins, and it was crazy as fuck. But I looked up and I was just amazed, and I was just like, wow. Wow, dude, I haven't felt or seen anything like this in so long.
Ja, man.
And I was having so much fun. I never realized it, but here's the thing. I've always said that you should take acid for fun.
Ja.
I've always been
Auf jeden
an
Fall.
advocate for taking acid to get lit and not taking it as like a spiritual thing, but just taking it if you want to have a blast. And this
Ja,
trip
gut.
taught me so...
Aber man kann es auch so... Hä? Oh, meine Oma ruft an. Warum das? Ja?
Ja, bist du da wach?
Ja, ja.
Du musst ja schaffen heute, ne?
Ja.
Ja, na, essen wir was noch.
Ja.
2 für 2.
Ja, ich komme dann gleich runter.
Kommen wir. Ja, okay.
Ja. Hä? Lol.
That I had an amazing time. I had a blast when I was coming up in the whole initial part of the trip. I was tripping for damn near 24. I was tripping for like 18 hours because I kept redosing throughout this trip, right? So this is definitely going to be a multi-part thing, but nevertheless, I just felt amazing. And I remember as soon as I started tripping, I hopped on my Xbox. I hooked it up to the TV, and we started playing Borderlands 3. And this game, listen, it kind of sucks if I'm being honest. All the other Borderlands are way better. But when you're tripping, the colors are sick. Like, you can tell they made this game with at least one guy on the design team who takes a lot of acid because the game looked fucking sick when I was tripping balls, right? And we're playing this game for a little bit, and Peter out of the blue pulls out his phone and he goes like, "Oh fuck, I forgot I had this date." And and we're like, "Excuse me, like pardon me?" He's like, "I forgot I had this fucking date." And I'm like, well, okay, that's whatever. I have a haircut anyways, right? And I had made this, I forgot to mention this before, but I had a haircut schedule. My barber's a cool guy. I've smoked pot with him. He doesn't care if I'm tripping. So it's not like the haircut is a significant part of the story. I've showed up way more fucked up than this to my barber, right? He doesn't fucking care. Yeah. But I had a haircut schedule. So I was like, if you have a date, I have my haircut pretty soon. What time's your date? And it just so happens his date is at like the same time as my haircut. So I'm like, okay, bro, well, this isn't gonna work. Like, we need to figure out how I'm getting to my haircut and you're getting to your date, and we make it there on time, right? We make it there all fine and dandy, A-okay. And he's like, hey, you know? I think Kyle could drive my car. And he looks over to Kyle, and Kyle's tripping balls, dude. Kyle's having none of this shit, dude. He's like, excuse me? And Peter's like, yeah, dude, you could just fucking drive me to Buffalo Wild Wings, dude. I'm meeting this super Christian chick, dude. And I thought he was like joking around at first, but then he like actually FaceTimes this girl. Oh my God, super Christian woman. I ended up meeting her later in the night. For some reason, he brought her to the hotel. I offered her cocaine and she got scared and left. But that's, once again, that's for later. But nevertheless, he's actually going on a date with a super Christian girl. So I'm like, okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I can figure out how to get to my barber, no problem. But, like, I can't drive you to your date, is the thing.
Ja, aber ich meine, was erwartest du, wenn du einem christlichen Mädchen Koks anbietest? Welche Reaktion erwartet man sich? Moment, ich lese gleich die Nachricht, ne?
I can probably get you to Buffalo Wild Wings. And, listen, don't ever drive while you're tripping, but Kyle pulled it off. Kyle did it, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm tripping balls. So I didn't really compute exactly that they were committing to this. Like, I still didn't think he was actually going to show up to this date. I figured, like, oh, they're just going to go to the parking lot, and they're going to be tripping so hard, he's going to call off, right?
Ich geh mal kurz ins Haus und lese mir die Nachricht durch.
And once they get up to go to this date, right, they leave maybe like 15 minutes before I have to dip out, right? And I have someone driving.
Hi, yo, was geht? Moin moin.
Earlier in the video, but,
hast du schon mitbekommen mit neuen COD? Wurde geleakt.
I don't talk about
COD, also der Titel halt, COD Black Ops Cold War.
And being the designated driver for myself, right? Because
ich höre mir gerade eine Story an von einem YouTuber, den ich gerne schaue, by the way.
At this hotel, and she is my ride to this haircut, right? She wanted to do some blow, but I was like, you know what? We're going to save that until after my haircut. So she's like, bet, I'll drive you to the fucking haircut then. Because originally, I was debating on Ubering. Like, I was tripping so hard, I forgot that I had a designated driver. But then I realized, like, oh, there's actually one sober person in the room. So this works. But I still didn't have time to take, A, Peter to his fucking date, and B, Kevin or wherever the fuck, right? Or Kyle, pardon me. I still use his fake name sometimes, as if you guys haven't met him by now. But either way, they disperse, right? And Kyle starts driving Peter's car. And I was not at all expecting them to actually commit to this. But Kyle calls me like 10 minutes later, and he's like, yeah, dude, I just dropped Peter off at Buffalo Wild Wings. And I was like, wait, like he actually had a date? Like he didn't just cancel on her? And he was like, yeah, dude, he's at Buffalo Wild Wings right now. And I'm just... I'm like, it's off like 2 fucking tabs. He's at a beat up date with like a Christian chick, dude. And guys, I'm not just saying like Christian as in like, you know, like I'm not saying it just to say it because that's a religion. I'm saying it because she is like the Bible thumper. Like I said cocaine and she squealed, dude. Like it was terrifying. But we'll get to that later, right? So I'm like, okay, well, where are you right now? And it turns out Kyle just went the fuck
ja, aber man kann doch auch keinem
car.
Christenmädchen Koks anbieten, jetzt glauben. Also ich bin ja schon unreligiös as fuck, aber sowas würde ich mal nicht machen. Aber auch nur hauptsächlich, weil ich Angst habe, die rennt zu den Bullen und zeigt mich an, aber...
No problem, that actually kind of made sense. I'm glad Kyle made it home, right? But Kyle started having a bad time, right? And at this point, we're still on the phone, and I throw a shirt back on, right? And I get out of there, I change the shirts because I was kind of sweating a little bit, dude.
For real?
The trip caught me off guard. I was sweating a little bit. So I switch shirts, hop in the car, and get my ride to my haircut. And I'm talking to Kyle on the way there, and I'm like, dude, you got to chill out, because he sends me this whole essay. Like, he gets in his feels. He's like, man, I don't really think this drug stuff is for me, man. I just didn't really mean to trip today. And I'm like, whoa, Kyle, I know you. I love you, buddy, and I respect that opinion. And if you want to quit, I'm here to support you. But I know you're just saying that because you're tripping balls unexpectedly. And lo and behold, the next day we got high as fuck. Because that's what happened. I know the guy. But, nevertheless, he's all in his feels, and I'm trying to calm him down.
Ach du Scheiße, was geht denn draußen ab, Junge?
It's like a 20-minute drive, so I'm like, hey, I gotta go. I'm at my barber. I'm gonna go get my hair cut, right? So myself and Miss Goblin, right, we hop out the car and go into my barber. And my barber,
andere Seite.
This guy's hilarious. Like I said earlier, he doesn't care what I show up on. I've showed up on all types of drugs. I've watched him do blow. He is a prodigy.
Ja
right?
gut, na dann.
Absolute legend. But ladies and gentlemen, I think we have to save this part for the next episode of this. Hope you guys enjoy. Drop a like.
Teil 2 Fotze.
I really hope you guys are excited. Pardon me. I'm
Teil 2. Let's go. Keine Werbung. Nope. Keine Werbung. Jawohl.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with part 2 of my first acid trip in 4 years. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you do. Let me know in the comment section if you guys are ready for part 3, and also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's not beat around the bush. Also, click the link at the top of the description to get your hand.
Oh.
It's high quality, good design. You're going to love it. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. So, where we left off in the last video was Peter was just about to come back to my hotel, right? I had to go to get my haircut, and not a ton really happened at my haircut. I just showed up tripping balls, and normally that would be crazy for a haircut, but like I mentioned in the last episode, my barber actually doesn't give a shit about any of that, right? Like, he's totally with the shit. So I showed up, we smoked a cigarette out back before he cut my hair, and he's cutting hair out of his house because of COVID, so I just got to, smoke a cig on his patio, and then go back in, get my hair trimmed, and then I fucking left, right? And normally I don't smoke cigarettes, but when I'm tripping, dude, those shits hit. But, not much to say about the haircut. The real good
stuff comes
back.
Weil Rauchen ist echt scheiße.
Miss Goblin drives me back, right? We get back to the hotel, and I'm chilling, and I give Peter a call once I get back. And I'm like, yo, dude, where are you at? What's the word? He's like, oh, yeah, I'll link up in a little bit after my date. I gave him a call on Snapchat. We chatted a little bit. He was still with the girl, so I was like, bet. So about, 30 minutes to an hour goes by, and I'm still just tripping balls, and I'm not really doing anything. I'm just playing some Borderlands, chilling out, and all of a sudden, I get a call from Peter, right? And I was really waiting on him to get back, because I was kind of, I don't want to say I was getting bored, but I was just like, I was feeling like anxious almost, like antsy to do something, I was just sitting there like, oh man, this Borderlands is kind of boring, like this, I'm not really feeling this game, and I didn't have, I didn't have internet on my Xbox, because for some reason the hotel internet wouldn't connect with my Xbox, like, I couldn't sign into it on my Xbox, it was tweaking, so I only had like 2 fucking games to play. So, finally, Peter calls me up.
Warum hat er nicht seine PS4 mitgenommen?
Be like, oh yeah, dude, I'm here. Instead, he's frantic as fuck. He's going crazy.
Hat er überhaupt noch seine PS4? Ich weiß gar nicht.
She just hit a fucking deer, bro. Like, she just nailed a deer. And I'm like, dude, are you good? Like, where are you? Like, what the fuck? And he tells me, like, what road they hit the deer on. And I'm like, dude, like, where the fuck are you? And he's like, oh, well, I'm here. But, like, dude, she hit a deer. You gotta come out, bro. And I was like, wait, you made it all the way here after she hit a deer? Like, you just kept going? Like, pardon me? And he's like, dude, just come out here, bro. So I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I throw a hoodie on and I come outside. Mind you, it's fucking July. I don't know why I put a hoodie on, but I threw a hoodie on and I went outside. And lo and behold, this chick is standing outside of her car. And Peter is just going off. He is just rambling on so quickly about nonsense. Like, he keeps telling her, like, oh, I'll get this fixed for you, no problem, don't worry about it. But he just keeps repeating himself, right? And I come out, and I'm tripping balls. And I walk up, and I dap him up. And I'm like, what's good, dude? And he's like, hey, what's up? And this girl's just standing there wide-eyed as fuck. And I'm looking, and I'm just like, damn, so, like, what happened? Like, are you guys okay? Like, how'd this happen? And obviously, they were both standing there. They were completely fine. And really, this must have been, like, a baby deer that they hit. Or maybe they hit it at, like, a weird angle because only one of the front headlights was, like, smashed in. Like, the car was completely drivable. It was just a headlight that was out, right? So I'm looking at it, and I'm asking him how he did it, and he's like, oh, dude, we fucking hit it in the head, bro. Like, it's dead for sure. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, that sucks and whatever. And I look over to this girl, and mind you, I mentioned in the last episode, this is a very, very Christian girl, right?
Oh, nice!
Like, uptight Christian girl that Peter was on a date
with. Oh, fuck. Was
I didn't really consider what that meant at all, and I didn't really care either. I turned around and I said the most generous thing I could think of saying, the most, welcoming, the most like, hey, this, I'm Peter's friend, I think you're gonna like us kind of thing I could think of. I turned around and I asked her if she wants to do some fucking coke. And as soon as I turn around and look at her and I'm like, well, you want to do some cocaine or what? And she just goes fucking wide-eyed, dude. And she, literally, it looks like I just flashbanged this girl, dude. Like, it actually looks like I just tased her or some shit. She looks horrified, shook out of her mind, and she's like, oh no, I think I gotta go, right? And she looks over to Peter and she's like, do you have everything out of my car? And as soon as I offer that, she literally like clutched her purse a little tighter. Like, she looked like she looked like how she would have reacted if I popped out the like bushes with a mask and offered her some coke, like, holy shit, dude. She was terrified. I was just trying to be friendly, dude. I was just trying to be a welcoming individual. God forbid I offer a Christian girl some blow, dude. My fucking bad, bro. Like, whatever, dude. I guess I'm the bad guy here. But she's clutching her purse, and she looks over to Peter, and she's like, Peter, do you have anything else in my car? And he's like, oh, no, you're good. So she gets in her car and just fucking speeds off. Just flies the fuck out of there, right? So I'm sitting there, and now it's just Peter and myself, right? And I'm like, all right, well, let's go back.
Hä? Hab ich die nicht jetzt? Fuck doch nicht ab jetzt!
Back at my hotel room. So, we go back into my hotel room, right? And we end up just playing some blackjack and playing some Borderlands. And Peter luckily had a hotspot on his phone. So we connect to his phone, and I'm still tripping balls at this point. And I realized, like, you know what? I should take some more. I still have 4 more tabs. So while Peter's sitting at the table kind of shuffling the cards a little bit, I go over to the nightstand drawer where I had my tabs, and I just yank another tab off and pop it on my tongue. And I'm like, you know what? Let's send it. I feel wonderful. I'm excited for this. Let's send it. So now I've got the second tab on my tongue, and I go sit back down. And I'm talking to Peter, and I'm like, so, how'd your date go, And he was like, oh, I think it went okay. He was like, they were all terrified of me and shit, and I was really fucked up, and they kept asking if I was okay, and I was like, oh, so it didn't go very well. And he was like, no, but she gave me a blowjob, and I was like, oh, she can't be that Christian, Like, listen, she's sucking dick, but offering a line is what horrified her. What? Come on, man. Come on, you already sinned. Like,
it's halt echt so.
Do it twice. Who cares? Like, I don't understand the problem. As long as you repent, it's fine. That's how she should have looked at it. She had already sinned that evening. She should have done it again. But either way, I was like, oh, nice, dude. So eventually we get on his hotspot, and we're looking through my game library, right? And I end up downloading Doritos Crash Course, because I'm looking at it. And if you guys are the OGs on the Xbox days, you might remember what Doritos Crash Course is.
Lol.
Holy fuck, I forgot how fun that game is. So I saw that in my library, and I immediately was just like, dude, why have I not downloaded this shit? So I download this fucking game, and we're just chilling out playing Doritos Crash Course. And I remember I played the very first level, and there's this specific jump where you have to hold the left trigger and A at like a kind of specific time. And I was tripping too hard to understand, right? Like, I wasn't tripping super hard, right? That other tab I just popped hadn't hit me yet. But this is my first trip in 4 years, bro. I felt like I was lagging every step of the fucking way, dude. So I'm over here and I keep missing the jump. And Peter's just making fun of me at this point. He's just like, dude,
wo ist mein Klopapier?
$10 if you make this next one. Of course I fuck it up, and he's just laughing at me. harassing me. And I'm
Ich habe aus Versehen meine Vape überfüllt.
to make this jump, the further in I go, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna make this jump no matter what. Like, I have to make this jump no matter what. And eventually I make this jump. I'm fucking lit, right? So after a little while, I'd say maybe like 45 minutes to an hour of playing this, I definitely start feeling a little more intense of a body high. And I knew then, like, okay, that other tab I popped is starting to take effect, right? Let's fucking go. And coincidentally, right around that point, Peter had to go. So I dap him up. I'm like, all right, peace out, dude. I'll catch you later. And he dips, right? We didn't really do much eventful shit. We literally kind of chilled out, played some cards, and that was it, right? All fine and dandy. So, oh my God, lads, I completely forgot to mention, before Peter did, I felt like I was forgetting something. Like, this past, 2 minutes, I've been sitting here and I was like, dude, I feel like I'm forgetting a significant detail. I totally am. I don't write a script for these lads. This is all just free balling. So listen. All right? I forgot to mention, the hotel staff knocked on my door at one point while I was chilling with Peter.
Oh.
And they knock on my door and I open it, right? And it's the, head of security. He had, I don't want to say it was a badge, but it was, a fancy name tag that made it very clear that this guy was the head of security.
Oh.
And I crack my door a little bit, and the guy just straight up says, he's like, you guys are keeping it on the balcony, right? And I'm like, yeah, dude, for sure. 100%, we're keeping it on the balcony. Why? What are you talking about? And he's like, oh, dude, I can smell it from here, dude. I can smell it. It smells great. And I'm like, I'm still trying to, kind of play stupid and shit. And he's like, listen, I don't give a shit what you guys are doing, but our fire alarms are really sensitive, and I just had to move a guest out of the neighboring room because they were complaining about the smell. And after that, I kind of realized, okay, this guy definitely, is trying to be cool about it, so I'll try to do the same. So I'm like, oh yeah, we're trying to keep it on the balcony. And he's like, could you please just take it out to your car from here on out? I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. I'm not gonna be on your ass about it unless it keeps happening, right? And I was like, okay, for sure, sounds good. Thumbs up, 100%, no problem. And my heart was skipping a beat because at this point, I'm tripping, right? I'm not trying to fucking deal with this shit, dude. I'm not trying to have this dude pull up.
Yeah, normal.
Fuck us, right? So I come to the realization very quickly that I kind of just have to listen to this guy. I don't have a choice because they're already on to us. I thought us keeping our smoking on the balcony was working, but very clearly it was not whatsoever. At fucking all. So I'm just thumbs up. And the guy, I thought he had some, alternate intent. I thought he was trying to get me to confess to smoking so he could charge me the fee. But no, throughout my stay at this hotel, this guy was actually pretty fucking cool. I saw him quite a bit throughout the hallway and shit. He'd always be like every time I'd come back in after hotboxing a blunt and I stunk, he'd literally thank me. He'd be like, hey, good looks, dude. Thanks for taking it outside. I'd be like, hey, dude, I've never been thanked for facing a blunt, but that's fucking lit, dude. Thank you, So, either way, I just forgot to mention that little detail. Not a super significant part. We never got in any trouble or kicked out, but that guy did come to the door and it was kind of sketchy. I felt like I should throw that part in. I almost forgot it. But, either way, Peter leaves, and now it's just myself and Miss Goblin. And I can't figure out what to do with myself because now the second tab is hitting and I'm tripping balls. Before I was tripping really hard, but now it was getting intense. Before, I kind of felt the body high on the come up, but it kind of mellowed out into just a very nice visual experience. But after that second tab I took smacked, it was intense. I'm talking full body, I don't want to say I felt like I was almost electrified, a very light electrocution throughout my whole body, it wasn't a tingling, it was just this little jolt of this little
Lol.
Oh, God, it's so hard to describe that feeling that acid pumps through your veins, dude. It's so hard. For those of you guys who have tripped, I challenge you to write in the comments, how do you fucking describe that feeling, dude? When you're really tripping balls and you just feel it in every limb. What fucking words do you use for that? Because I don't know. But either way, back on topic here. So, I decided to watch some Scarface. I'm looking over at the things I can do because Peter left and I no longer had his hotspot. And a lot of the games I downloaded still required an online connection because fuck that. And also I didn't get to download any big games because it was still a hotspot after all, right? So, I'm looking around at what to do and I spot my Scarface DVD. And I brought this with because I knew at some point I was going to want to do Blow and watch Scarface. I bought the DVD for it, like the 4K remaster and everything, dude. Because at home I have a nice 4K TV with a soundbar, so I had to buy the nice high-quality Scarface, right? But in this hotel, the 4K meant nothing because the TV kind of sucked. Ooh, damn! I just like burped in the middle of saying. So, did you guys? What the fuck is happening to me? I think I'm dying. Damn, this is the end of me, lads. That sucked. Either way, I might as well do some Blow about it. Either way, so I put my Scarface into my Xbox, and by the way, the Xbox One Blu-ray player is just the most unreliable piece of shit software ever. But that's for
Xbox One hat mitgenommen.
So I put my Scarface
Ich dachte die
and
360.
I lay on the couch, and I'm watching it with the lights on for the first like 5 minutes. But I realized like, oh, this could be a vibe with the lights off. Like this could go hard with the lights off. So I lay on the couch and I turn the lights off. And I bring my Coke over to me, and I lay it out on this little coffee table that's in front of this couch. And I pull out, God only knows how much. I pulled out what was probably like a 0.3, you know, I'd say it was like a 0.3, a decent chunk. And I just ground it all up, smashed it all up, laid the bill over it, ran the debit card over it, ground it all up, chopped it all up as best as I could, and made a fucking mound. And from there on out, every I'd say like 30-minute to an hour interval, I would make another one of these mounds, right? And throughout the entire movie, I was just railing so much Blow, right? I had the lights off, and the only thing I was focusing on was the movie. And I don't know what it was, but just the colors in Scarface looked really sick, dude. Like all the 70s or like you know what I mean? Just like the nice like floral shirts and shit. They looked dope when I was tripping. Every character had like a sick fit. I was like, damn, these boys are fly up in here, dude. These motherfuckers look sick, you know? So I was loving this movie. And of course, Scarface is just one of my favorite movies, you know? Tony Montana's a great character. But either way, I'm just loving this movie, and I'm railing so much Blow. Like, I'm talking every time anyone did Blow in the movie, I would try to keep up. You know, of course, I missed a couple because I was tripping balls, and it's...
Ach, Gobby. Zieh doch nicht wieder so viel Koks, Digga.
And start looking at the ceiling again, or you know, maybe the TV would be too bright, and I'd notice the pattern on the wall again and start tweaking about that. But nevertheless, I was bussing. And a lot of you guys might be curious about what kind of interaction cocaine has with acid. Virtually none. Like you're not really going to notice much of a difference at all. There's no synergy between the two, and it's a complete waste of coke, pardon me. Which leaves a lot of you probably wondering why the fuck I did it. Honestly, I don't know, but I'm a hardcore drug addict, and in my head, while I was tripping, it just sounded lit. I was like, dude, let's do a bunch of Blow while I'm tripping and watch Scarface. That sounds lit. So it's what I did. Looking back at it, would I waste all that coke again? Fuck no, dude. When you're watching Scarface, you have to just do the coke. Save the trip for after, right? But there really is no synergy between the two substances. Like, it's not like the coke really made any noticeable difference on my tripping. Besides, at one point, I'd gotten really, really geeked. And that was the first time I felt like I really felt the cocaine. And that was kind of scary, because mainly cocaine, it just makes you feel very amped and wired and awake. But on acid, you're already really wired and awake. So it kind of negates a lot of that cocaine impact right off the bat, unless you do a fuckload. But either way, I'll watch this movie all the way through. Do a bunch of Blow. I'm fucking sent. And I restarted. I finished the movie and I immediately restarted. So I'm talking from, I'd say probably midnight all the way through like 6 a.m. It was literally until the sun came up. I was laying on this couch doing cocaine and watching Scarface. And after the second portion of it stopped, I decided that I needed some more weed, right? Or not the second portion. After the second viewing of it ended, I decided I needed to get to the dispensary and buy some weed because I was about to run out of the good shit, right? I was about to run out of my goods, and I was fiending for the smoke. I had like 2 blunts left. I needed more for the day because I was debating on redosing again too, which I ended up doing. But we'll get to that in the next episode. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed this one.
Ach man.
In the next one, we got to figure out how to get to the dispensary while we're tripping balls.
Ah, geil. Hab ich schon Bock drauf.
Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Ja, jawohl. Peace, peace. So, da habe ich echt Bock drauf auf den dritten Teil. Den werde ich mir auf jeden Fall geben. Ja, Ist auf jeden Fall echt lustig, auf jeden Fall schon mal. So, wir haben jetzt schon 2:09 Uhr. Ich muss jetzt dann gleich mal runtergehen. Wegen Essen, weil ich heute auf die Arbeit muss. Ich muss in einer Stunde und 20 Minuten schon los. Deswegen muss ich dann gleich mal runter und Bescheid sagen wegen Essen. Oh fuck. Lol. RIP. Boah, Junge. So, gut. Dann hätte ich gesagt, sehen wir uns wahrscheinlich heute Abend, weil ich gehe jetzt erstmal runter und esse irgendwas und dann muss ich auch schon ziemlich bald los. Deswegen sehen wir uns dann beim nächsten Mal. Jo, und Peace, Peace. Man sieht sich.